was a memorable NFL draft in Kansas City with 259 players hearing their names called, with over 312,000 fans attending the 3-day event. The Rams didn't have a first-round pick, but they drafted 14 players, the most by any NFL team. The Dolphins, by comparison, had the fewest selections with just 4. Not a huge surprise that 2 SEC powerhouses, Georgia and Alabama, topped the list with 10 players drafted from each school. Michigan was third with 9, also becoming just the third school since 1980 to have a punter and kicker drafted in the same class. Meanwhile, there were some notable undrafted free agents getting calls after the draft. Former Kansas State wide receiver Cade Warner, the son of our NFL Network Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, signed with the Bucs, while HBCU standout and former Florida A&M edge rusher Isaiah Land signed with the Cowboys. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you, with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Staples has everything to help small businesses do big things. Shipping supplies and services so you can fill big orders. The latest tech so you can create the next big thing. And now during Staples Small Business Deal Days, when rewards members spend $100 or more, they get $30 back in rewards to use on big things, little things, or anything they need. Plus, find new deals in-store every week on tech, office chairs, and shipping supplies. Because for small businesses, Staples knows savings are a big thing. Rewards offer ends 5/13. Limit 1. Redeemable in-store only.
Well, it is a Monday, May 1st, 2023, May Day. In the newsroom, dancing around the maypole, Gene Brister. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, Carroll.
Was May Day celebrated?
Yeah, it was. It was celebrated forever and ever. I don't know why it disappeared, but it did.
I don't remember that, but Pam, my wife, you remember her, she said in Nebraska they used to deliver May baskets to people.
Okay.
So I don't know. In checking back, the heavy German influence in the neighborhood I grew up in Pennsylvania celebrated May Day.
That May Day as a kid myself, that's what they did. And, run around the maypole, or you can eat some maypole.
Yes, you could.
You remember maypole, don't you?
Yes.
Really good stuff.
Yes.
High quality.
Oh, well. It wasn't one of my favorites.
Well, give it to Mikey. He'll eat the maypole.
Well, my brother Mike probably would have, especially if it came with beer and bacon.
Good combination, huh?
Yes. Breakfast of champions, right?
Yeah, that's where that saying came from, I'm afraid.
Yep. Oh, well, we missed celebrating yesterday, but it was Willie Nelson's birthday. I understand he performed in a concert, but nobody could see him because of the haze.
The haze over the stadium? Was that it? Wherever they had that?
He was 90 years old yesterday.
Yeah, 90 years old.
Still performing.
Yeah, he looks like he's in good shape still.
Yeah, it must be that wacky weed.
Or something.
Yeah, and Neil Young, who is 77, participated in the concert, and Neil Young said, it's the first time, haven't been the headliner. I opened for Willie, and I'm certainly not the oldest performer here by a long stretch.
Long shot, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that probably caught a lot of people by surprise, including Willie.
You mean that he made it this far?
Well, not made it, but I mean that his age. He probably said, wow.
Yes.
That's right, I am that old.
Oh, heavens. Okay, are you ready for today's birthdays?
I'm ready. I'm going to run around the maypole.
Okay, Singer Judy Collins is 84. Actor Stephen Macht is 81. Rita Coolidge, 78. Nick Fortuna of the Buckingham, 77. Actor Dan Florek, 72. Singer-songwriter Ray Parker Jr. is 69, Ghostbusters. Actor Byron Stewart, 67. Actor Mala Morgenstern is 61. Actor Scott Coffey, 59. Actor Charlie Schlatter, 57. Actor Julie Benz, 51. Actor Darius McCrary, 47. Actor Jamie Dornan, 41. Actor Carrie Bish is 39. Actor Lizzie Green is 19. And local birthdays coming up.
This is Sarah Griffin with the Imperial Valley Food Bank. Food has the power to fuel communities, especially for those struggling to find their next meal. As the main distribution center of donated food in Imperial County, we store, rescue, and purchase food in bulk to serve 25,000 people each month at over 30 locations. Join the fight against hunger and food insecurity in the Imperial Valley by donating online today at www.ivfoodbank.org.
Happy birthday, Dylan Paradise, Denise Ryan, Anna Keating, Art Garcia, Rosemary Cornejo, Gary Wong, Cheryl Bynum, Sofia Nunez Alvarez, Christopher Nero, Presley DePauli, Mark Weil, Alfonso Moreno Sr., Andrea Leonard, Ali Pachter, Myra Pearson, Angie Rojas, Lauren Fankhauser, Haley Townsell, Anthony Zamora, Anna King, Angie Williman, and Fidel Alvarez. Happy birthday from Kxo. And many happy returns.
Happy birthday.
Okay. So did you have an exciting weekend?
It was left me breathless. What can I say? Just breathless.
Okay. Did you accomplish anything?
Yeah, just basically what I wanted to accomplish. You know, a lot of times you have a lot longer list, and mine was just average.
Okay. I typically won't put together a list. I'll just kind of do things as they come along. You know, one of the problems when you put together a list and you don't do it, you feel bad about it, right?
Well, you could.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
So I just don't bother to put together the list. I just go and do what needs to be done.
Well, you know, you might transfer it over to your neighbors on one side or the other as being, you know, a concerned neighbor, and you are sharing. And it would probably go over really big.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay. We've got news and stuff. Are you ready for that?
We do. We got some earthquakes in the news.
Shake, rattle, and roll.
Yeah.
It's World in California news headlines to begin with, all brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. I warned you. It got hot. Okay, it's going to cool off just a little bit, but don't put off calling Lock to have that air conditioner tuned up. Get it done.
CBS News Brief. J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon is weighing in after his bank took over First Republic after its seizure by federal government regulators this morning.
It hasn't changed anything about the odds, I would think, of a recession. I think this just helps stabilize the system, which is a good thing.
It is the third mid-sized U.S. bank failure since March. A massive manhunt's underway for a Cleveland, Texas man suspected of killing 5 neighbors Friday after he was asked to stop shooting a gun into his yard. CBS's Janet Shamlian.
This morning, the search is intensifying here. More than 250 law enforcement officers from a dozen agencies are combing a wide swath of this region.
A U.S. Navy ships carried more than 100 U.S. citizens from Sudan to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Among them, this woman from New York City.
I feel relieved. I feel safe, you know. I feel way better than how I felt in Sudan.
UN says Sudan is nearing a breaking point by fighting between rival factions vying for power. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. LOCKE. That's 76093 LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news: Yosemite National Park fully reopening today. A big section shut down Friday due to flooding concerns from the Merced River as warm temperatures melted all that record snowfall. The closure was supposed to last until Wednesday, but the snow melt wasn't as big as forecast. Park officials saying they were forced to err on the side of caution.
We've unfortunately had to cancel some hotel reservations, some campground reservations. So it has been tough, but we need to really look at safety. The safety of the park visitors and the park employees is the paramount concern.
Park Ranger Scott Gettman, a shootout in Winton over the weekend. A suspect armed with an AR-style rifle killed a Merced County Sheriff's deputy in the hospital.
They feel free enough to shoot at law enforcement officers. Now, today's one of my deputies. We have a problem, and a problem starts in Sacramento.
Sheriff Erd Warkey deputies have been trying to stop a pickup truck. The driver sped off. The truck crashed. There was a foot pursuit, an exchange of gunfire, and the suspect was killed. San Francisco-based First Republic Bank taken over by J.P. Morgan Chase. Jeff Scott, California News.
World and California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Lock, your year-round comfort specialist.
Those cigarette butts that you see every day? They're made of microplastics and they line our streets and waterways. On California beaches, they're the #1 plastic you'll find. Over 35 years, cleanups have collected millions combined. But no matter where you see them, they're all getting smaller, eventually leaching into our food, our air, our water. The tobacco industry's to blame for all of the harm that they do. For the harm to the people we love, and the harm to you too. Learn more at undo.org.
This is Jeff Scott. Did you know there's a way to outsmart COVID if you get it? Now there are medicines that can treat COVID whether or not you've been vaccinated, which is great news, especially if you're over 50. If taken in the first 5 days of having symptoms, COVID medicines can help stop the illness from getting serious. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to learn more about COVID medicines. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. You'll find 3 of them in the Valley, at the Imperial Valley Mall, at the Brawley Auto Center, and at El Centro Motors, and of course, their mobile service wherever you are.
Well, a swarm of earthquakes began on April the 27th, and that was in the southern Imperial County. The swarm continues and now includes the north end as well. The swarm has mostly been microquakes, but the seismic activity has picked up and included minor to moderate quakes as well. Several quakes were reported Saturday. Magnitude 4.1 was reported at 5:07 Saturday morning, following 2 minutes later by a magnitude 3.4 for the same area. A 3.0 was recorded at 7:58 in Heber. Also in Heber, there was a magnitude 3.7 at just after 2 in the afternoon and a 3.0 at 9:39 p.m. At 10:55 p.m., a magnitude 3.2 recorded in Ocotillo Wells and a 3.1 hit near Heber at 11:39 Saturday night. At just after midnight Sunday morning, 2 quakes were recorded between Calipatria and Nyland, and at 12 o'clock, a magnitude 3.7 was recorded, followed a minute later by a 4.0. Other than several rattled nerves and no damage, though, injuries otherwise have been reported. The numbers were reported by the U.S. Geological Survey. Several more micro to minor quakes continued Saturday night and Sunday, mostly between Calipat and Nyland. Well, scholarship applications. The city of Hopeville is accepting those applications. They are for the Community Service Scholarship Program. 2 Hopeville High School graduates will receive $250 each. Requirements include a minimum 2.0 GPA, a minimum of 45 hours community service, and they must be a graduate of Hopeville High School. All the requirements are available at the Hopeville Chamber of Commerce. The deadline to apply is this Friday, May the 5th. KXO News Time, 7:43.
How about the next time you need service on your car? We come to you. Hi, this is Mike Allison for El Centro Motors and Quick Lane. Our mobile service vans are an extension of our dealership service lane. We will come to you for an oil change, filters, brakes, batteries, tire rotation, and so much more. Hey, while your car is just sitting there at work, we'll take care of your service needs, and it doesn't cost any extra. Schedule your appointment now at elcentromotors.net. El Centro Motors Mobile Service Vans. What a great idea.
Groundbreaking for new community garden. It will be May the 2nd. That's tomorrow in the city of Imperial. It will be for a new Sprout Growing Together community garden. The California State Library, Stronger Together Early, learning grant funds the project and will feature educational programs in partnership with UC Farm Smart. In addition to providing fresh produce, the garden will also serve as an outdoor classroom for students and their families to learn about sustainable agriculture practices. For more information or to sign up for the early learning programming, contact the Imperial Public Library. That concludes this edition of Local News. Stay with us for Page 2.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. There are 3 locations in the valley. Well, actually 4, because they come to you. So wherever you are, that's a Quick Lane location. Remember, Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Let's talk about it, bringing community mental health issues to your radio. Listen each Sunday morning to KXO AM 1230 at 7 a.m. or on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. on FM 107.5. Or log on to kxoradio.com for a podcast of the show in its entirety. This program is produced by the Public Affairs Department of KXO AM 1230 and FM 107.5. Let's Talk About It is presented as a public service of Imperial County Behavioral Health Services.
Page 2 of the local news and weather, served by K Sushi Bar and Grill in Imperial. Great Japanese food. Check out the daily lunch specials, the dinner menu that features 16 different entrees. K Sushi Bar and Grill, just off Highway 86 in Imperial.
Continuing with more local news this morning, several more skimmers were located in El Centro ATMs. El Centro police reported recovering a skimmer on Thursday and another on Friday. The skimming devices are attached to ATMs and credit card writers to steal information that can be used to access people's bank and credit card accounts. The additional skimmers were detected at ATMs at a mainstream bank branch. A special meeting of the IID Board of Directors will be held tomorrow in the IID Auditorium. It's a teleconference location. The meeting will get underway at noontime. Then at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the IID will hold their regular meeting. Again, that regular meeting will be in the IID auditorium beginning at 1 Tuesday, May the 2nd. Border Patrol pursuit ended in El Centro. The Border Patrol was pursuing a vehicle for failing to yield to agents attempting a traffic stop. The pursuit on eastbound Interstate 8 ended at Dogwood Road off-ramp when agents deployed spike sticks to stop the vehicle. The vehicle came to a halt and several people were seen running from the vehicle and being pursued by Border Patrol agents. The vehicle had struck a parked car before being immobilized. The suspect vehicle partially blocked the roadway for several hours, with El Centro Police and CHP providing traffic control. The Border Patrol investigation continues. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
Kxo Sushi Bar and Grill, serving you fresh and delicious Japanese food. Also giving you great customer service and a menu full of items for everyone's appetite. Check out their unique Estates Sushi Rolls, one for each of our 50 states. And come join them with their famous Sake Bomb, a thrilling event with James Chingan. Make a group reservation at their cozy patio or cater at Kxo Sushi Bar and Grill, 416 South J Street in Imperial. Or call in your order at 760-355-4440. Visit them at ksushibarandgrill.com.
Here's Carroll Buckley with the weather update.
The National Weather Service says temperatures will gradually cool through the week, reaching a below normal category by Thursday in response to a strong low-pressure system meandering along the California coast. With the approach of this system, breezy conditions are likely most days, with the strongest winds this afternoon and evening. Temperatures should moderate back closer to the seasonal normal over the weekend. Despite the introduction of this low-pressure system, a continuation of dry weather should be expected. 102 our high yesterday, 68 the overnight low. Wind gusts peaked at 25 miles an hour last night. Today will be sunny with a high near 88. Look for south-southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west 15 to 25 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. Clear tonight with a low around 56, northwest wind 25 to 30 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. Those winds decreasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour after midnight. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high near 82, north-northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. The winds will turn out of the southeast tomorrow afternoon. We have 72 degrees downtown, 33% relative humidity, wind out of the west, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Local news, page 2, and the weather served by Kxo Sushi Bar and Grill in Imperial. Great Japanese food. They specialize in sushi rolls. Over 50 different varieties of sushi rolls. There's one for every state.
Dr. Marcus, please report to pharmacy. There's an issue affecting many children that I can't solve alone. It's called toxic stress. It's how a child's body responds to difficult experiences, from harsh language to a painful loss. It builds up inside, making it harder to fight off infections and illnesses, and increasing the risk for lasting health issues. But there are steps parents can take to help. Learn 4 things you can do to overcome toxic stress at first5california.com.
It's sports time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. NBA action yesterday. It was the Heat over the Knicks, 108-101. It's the East semifinals, and, the Heat lead 1-0. Golden State advances. Golden State bombed the Kings, 120-100. Golden State wins the West first-round series, 4-3. Memphis Grizzlies forward Dylan Brooks said he does not regret his comments about LeBron James, despite the spotlight it put on the impending free agent during his team's first-round loss to the Lakers. Brooks called James old after the Grizzlies win in Game 2 of the series, adding, "I poke bears. I don't respect anyone until they come and give me 40. Yeah, which LeBron did.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all of Pioneer's services, visit pmhd.org today.
Major League Baseball, the Padres and the Gigantes teed it up in Mexico City, and the Padres swept the 2-game series. Padres with a come-from-behind 6-4 win yesterday, again in Mexico City. Angels shut out the Brewers 3-0. Marlins slipped by the Cubs 4-3. Red Sox beat up on the Guardians 7-1. Nationals over the Pirates 7-2. Mariners topped the Blue Jays 10-8 in 10 innings. Orioles over the Tigers 5-3. Twins, they topped the Royals 8-4. White Sox and the Rays ended up with the Pale Hose on top 12-9. Rangers ripped the Yankees 15-2. It was the Rockies rolling over the Diamondbacks 12-4. Athletics slipped by the Reds 5-4. Dodgers dumped the Cardinals 6-3. Astros edged the Phillies 4-3. Braves and the Mets postponed because of inclement weather. They will make that game up today. And Philadelphia Phillies star Bryce Harper will have his reconstructed right elbow examined in Los Angeles today, and if cleared, he's expected to make his season debut tomorrow night at Dodger Stadium. The two-time National League MVP underwent Tommy John surgery in November. The procedure will hopefully let Harper return to his pre-surgery playing strengths. And rain postponed the NASCAR Cup Series race scheduled for yesterday at Dover Speedway. That race will start at noon today at the Monster Mile. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers linebacker Shaquille Barrett's 2-year-old daughter, Araya, drowned in a swimming pool at his home in Tampa, Florida yesterday. Today's tragic news is heartbreaking for all members of the Buccaneers family. Our thoughts and prayers are with Shaq, Jordana, and the entire Barrett family during this unimaginably difficult time. That's it for Sports Time. Sports Time brought to you this morning by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers.
Since 1901, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has provided the finest printing and copying services from start to finish. When you choose Imperial Printers Rocket Copy, you can feel confident in our expertise and personal attention to your project. We have a team of professional graphic designers ready to take your ideas and make them a reality. From promotional merchandise, full-color brochures, blueprints, and high-speed copies to business forms and everything else in between, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers dependable and affordable quality printing. Thank you for choosing locally owned and operated Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. We have convenient locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley.
Financial news and a brief look at the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offering live scan fingerprinting to the public. J.P. Morgan Chase is buying most assets of First Republic Bank after the nation's second largest bank failure ever in a deal announced early today. It protects the deposits of First Republic's customers. J.P. Morgan Chase said it had acquired the substantial majority of assets and assumed the deposits, insured and uninsured, of First Republic from the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Our government invited us and others to step up, and we did, said J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon. He said the deal is also a good one for his bank's shareholders, adding to its expected earnings going forward. Under the deal, the FDIC will cover 80% of any losses incurred on First Republic's portfolio of single-family residential mortgage loans and commercial loans over the next 5 to 7 years. J.P. Morgan Chase also will not assume First Republic's corporate debt, and it will receive $50 billion in financing from the FDIC to complete the deal. Meanwhile, Adidas shareholders filed a class action lawsuit against the brand, accusing it of failing to warn investors about the anti-Semitism and extreme behavior exhibited by the rapper, formerly known as Kanye West, before their partnership ended last year. In the lawsuit filed Friday in a federal court, shareholders allege that Adidas routinely ignored his behavior as early as 2018. They claim that senior executives ignored serious issues affecting the Yeezy partnership, namely his anti-Semitic remarks and public comments about slavery. Taking a look at the big board, we see green, the Dow up 120 points at 34,217. The S&P 500 up 11 at 4,180. And the NASDAQ up 12 points at 12,238. Meanwhile, gold off $7.30 an ounce and oil down $1.03 a barrel.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. 2 years ago, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. So if you're tired of dealing with the inconvenience of our post office hours and you would like to be able to get your mail when you want, Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, in the middle of the night, then come visit us at Southwest Postal with 24-hour staff. Plus, we're also your local FedEx, DHL, and Postal Service Center. We even offer text message and email notification when you receive your mail. Southwest Postal at the corner of 4th and Hile in El Centro.
We will have sunny skies today with a high near 88. Southeast wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming 15 to 25 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. Tonight, clear with a low around 56. Northwest wind 25 to 30 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. Those winds decreasing after midnight to 15 to 20 miles an hour. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 82. North-northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. Those winds become southeast in the afternoon. 73 degrees, 28% relative humidity, wind out of the west, 15 miles an hour, gusting up to 25 miles an hour. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Security Services, offering 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal, 4th and Hile in El Centro.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro on AM 1230. KXO.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. It's the second biggest bank failure in U.S. history and the third in 2 months. First Republic Bank's deposits and most of its assets are being taken on by J.P. Morgan Chase. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger says First Republic floundered in the wake of the earlier failures.
From a consumer point of view, this takeover is actually how bank takeovers usually do work. The FDIC recognizes a problem, takes it over, sells the assets, sells the deposits, and branches all reopen. So, I mean, if you've got an account at First Republic, 84 of their branches, all of them are open today, you would have full access to your deposits.
Now to Texas, CBS's Janet Shamlian reports there's an $80,000 reward leading to the arrest of a man accused of shooting and killing 5 in his neighborhood north of Houston last week.
The suspect's phone and clothing were found in a nearby wooded area, but they believe he is long gone from this area. They do think that the suspect has contacted friends for help and are hoping that large reward will encourage someone to phone in a tip.
They're cleaning up in parts of Virginia Beach. Police estimate up to 100 homes were damaged by a tornado that rolled through yesterday. Stephen Keck's neighborhood among those hit.
The trees, there's such, beautiful, bolder, bigger trees, and they were gone. Like I could see over into the next neighborhood perfectly.
The Associated Press reports a federal investigation found 2 hospitals, one in Kansas, one in Missouri, violated the law by not providing an emergency abortion to a woman whose life was in jeopardy with premature labor at 17 weeks. She survived. In New York, there's a new court filing today in a high-profile case.
Former President Donald Trump has requested a mistrial in a civil case in which writer E. Jean Carroll is accusing him of rape and defamation. Lawyers for Mr. Trump argue the judge in the case has ruled in a biased manner against him. Carroll testified last week that Trump raped her in early 1996 in the dressing room of a luxury Midtown Manhattan department store.
At CBS's Jim Krasula, Trump has denied the allegations. Hollywood TV and film writer
operators are hours away from a possible strike as last-ditch contract talks go on. Gene Mattis of Variety says a work stoppage could come as soon as tomorrow if there's no deal.
Things that are written the same day they are broadcast are the things that would be hit first. So, the late night shows, obviously, is sort of the first thing that would go off the air. Saturday Night Live, that kind of thing, those writers would be on strike. Depending on how long it goes, it would then have an impact on stuff that has a longer lead time.
And checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is up 124 points, the S&P up 12. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including dust?
So much dust.
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe. Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors, with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day,
And dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
Everything that you'd ever seen with Miranda Lambert on it, I have my finger on the pulse of what it is. Idlewind, I've seen every article of clothing. I've spent hours and hours sending inspirations. I've sent clothes that I love and fabrics, and I'm involved in every single garment that you see. It's important to me that it is an extension of my music, and it's an extension of who I am. I always want it to stay as honest as my music. Idlewind at Boot Barn.
Some guys in their 70s who got together in the 1970s say they're making one last road trip.
Guitarist Joe Perry says Aerosmith will set out on its last tour to celebrate 50-plus years together. The band will make 40 stops, the first in Philly on September 2nd. They'll play their hometown of Boston New Year's Eve and wrap up in Montreal in January. Perry tells the AP it's about time, since every founding member, including Steven Tyler, Tom Hamilton, Joey Kramer, and Brad Whitford, is now over the age of 70. He warns, be there or beware, because they're bringing all of the toys out of the attic. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Former Harlem Globetrotter Larry Gator Rivers has died at 73. He was a Chatham County commissioner in his home state of Georgia. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio with Carroll Buckley.
He's looking for a microphone. He looks all confused. And I think if he ever gets a microphone, we'll be able to talk to him because he's waving his arms. There's been something gone wrong here for just an instant.
AM 1230 KXO.
1230. Round, round,